I like to grind the nails because that way they're not sharp. And also with grinding them, you can make them much shorter. And it's healthier for the dog as well as not getting scratched all the time, you know, if the dog jumps up on you. This is his first competition, yeah. His first real road trip, traveling to a dog show, and with other dogs in the van and staying in a motel and, you know, getting up early and getting in late and eating on the road. That's real important. They have to learn that, you know, they have to handle it so that they continue to eat so they don't drop weight. Huh, buddy? The competition today is what we call breeder confirmation. Okay, and for Brittany's, we have a recognized set of standards. And it talks about how tall the dog should be, you know, what the head should be like, what the eyes should be like, what the top line should be like, what the tail set should be like, what our coat should be like, all these different things. So when we go into a ring with the judge, that judge is to know that standard and then take a look at this dog and say, well, according to that standard, do I think that this dog meets those standards? Then how does this dog compare to all the other dogs that are in that class? As you win your class, you continue to go up. You go in to beat the other dogs from other classes, as well as females. So, you know, and eventually it comes down to what we call the best of breed, the very best dog in that judge's opinion at that show on this day. And then that dog that happens to win breed goes against all the other sporting dogs that are here, you know, like golden retrievers and Irish setters and Labrador retrievers. And then that judge that happens to be in that ring will pick the 4 best sporting dogs out of the show for this day.
Wow.
Yeah. And the number 1 out of that class will go into the best in show competition, which again is the very best dog all over the entire competition for this day.
How did you get into handling dogs?
About 20 years ago I started, and myself I started with Great Danes and Boston Terriers in breeding, and started just showing my own dogs basically, and then people always, you know, friends of mine would ask me to start handling if I'd handle their dogs and stuff, and that's basically how I started. This dog here, he's a pretty nice dog. I mean, for not having him, I took him last week on Friday. Was the first day I've taken the dog or had my hands on the dog. We went to a show over the weekend. He wasn't entered. I just took him with me so he would get used to the situation and being away from home, because he was never away from home before, and he is 6.5 months old. So he's, you know, he's subject to a lot of things. I mean, if something right now would affect him badly in a negative way, he would remember that always. You know what I mean? So that would be something you got to make it a very pleasant experience for him. So that's why last week I didn't have a lot of dogs to show when I went. So I took them with me. We walked them around, and just, I mean, it just was a very good positive experience for him. And I think that's why he's so happy now. You know what I mean? Because he had a good experience so far with me, and he's still good. You know, he's happy.
You watch what's going on in the ring. So it's a particular breed. The wise judge is standing there looking at how the dogs stand, and the handlers are there doing various things, you know, little food, you know, or little squeakies, and getting the dog's attention to look alert and stand there just right. And then the judge will have the dogs trot or canter or whatever around in a circle, and wise look, you know, how is the dog moving? And basically that's it. But how is that dog with children? How is that dog with strangers? The judge may go up and, you know, examine the animal. And how does the dog respond to the judge? Well, that can be just training and conditioning. Is the dog really a friendly, stable animal? I really wish to be more emphasis on that, because these traits are heritable.
The dog newspaper, Dog News, comes out every week, or in a beautiful, full color, that thick book that comes out every month. I talked to one professional handler, and he said, yeah, his people spend close to $100,000 a year in advertising. And they're flying it all over the country. See, I'm not sure that's real great for dogs.
What do they get out of advertising their dog? Is it the judge that sees that, or is it someone
Just
who wants?
happens to go to all judges. All
So they
2,000
see.
judges get that. So you look, and here's big pictures of this wonderful German Shepherd. You know, he's won this and won that. Best in show here, best in show there, best in show. Now it comes up, he knows Jimmy Moses is handling the dog. And here's a guy out there judging, and what happens? He sees Jimmy Moses, and there's, oh yeah, there's a wonderful dog that I've seen 1,000,000 times, and a lot of other judges have put him up, you know. And so, yeah, it probably ought to go up. Well, maybe the dog should go up, but I'm sure the judges, they'll deny that they're influenced by that. If they were not influenced by that, nobody would sit there and blow the kind of money with full color ads
Right.
that would be there.
I think just about anything else in life, events or activities can be very positive or they can be very negative. I guess the best analogy I think I maybe mentioned on the telephone is the Little League Baseball analogy. Little League Baseball, I played ball and it was great. I enjoyed it. It was fun. And it's usually a very positive experience for most children who play. However, I mean, we're all well aware of situations in which parents kind of take things a little bit beyond where it needs to be and takes things a little bit too seriously and makes a very fun, enjoyable, positive experience and turns it into something negative that the child will think of in negative terms for the rest of their lives. So it really depends upon how it's approached. In dogs who are relaxed, learn well, enjoy other dogs, enjoy other people, it can be really a very positive experience for the dog in that for the most part, it gives the dog a job. It gives the dog something to do. And unfortunately, in a lot of cases, pets lay around without a lot of activities to drive it emotionally and intellectually, whereas events like dog shows gives the dog really a purpose, a goal, an activity that it can work towards. The problem comes in when too much pressure is placed on the handler, on the owner, on the trainer, and thereby on the dog to perform. And in that respect, I think in some dogs who emotionally are not really in shape to deal with that type of situation, can make a bad circumstance worse. So it depends on how it's approached.
Really do it enthusiastically, but she'll do practically anything.